Welcome to the Backyard Professor Responds videos. I have had a response from a professional astronomer on my first attempt at videoing the UFOs up in the sky when I had that really interesting blinking. For those of you who didn't see it, or for those of you who don't remember it, it happened pretty quick up front. I'm going to re-share that response, that video with you real quick, and then the astronomer's very interesting response. Very, very cool. Right down.
I came out tonight hoping to get to look.
Did you see that? All right, let's go back. That's a very important.
It's cold. It's going to be 15 below in the morning because of the wind chill. I came out tonight hoping to get to look north at the King Cepheus. I'm going to try to get a few minutes of video here. That is incredible. Every one of these sword
There it is again.
Stars. Fun to be out looking out into our home, isn't it? I love our home, the cosmos. Yeah, that is. Oh, that's why. Of course. Hatsa.
That's the name of the star.
This is the
there.
This is the Orion Nebula. This Hatsa. This is the
right there. What was that?
This
flash?
Is the Orion Nebula.
The only reason now I'm going to read my question and the astronomer's response. Here it is. I will just read this to you. Hello, Stephen. I should call you Dr. McNeil. I mean, no disrespect, I promise. I hope this email finds you well. I went to school there when it was Rick's College. I'm dating myself, laughing out loud. I've recently taken a huge interest in astronomy and the cosmos because I also am looking for UFOs. No, I am not a nut job with it. I'm quite sincere, but I try to keep it real. I took a video several nights ago, and I truly had what I think is an anomaly. I had a genuine strong light, much brighter than any of the belt stars in Orion, yes, even the nebula, blink from out of the dark sky. It did it several times. Someone's suggestion was seeing a meteorite coming at me. That is what I want to know. This just doesn't seem right to me. A meteorite would simply not blink systematically at me like this if it was heading toward me, would it? I'm not saying it was a UFO, nor even an orb, as many claim they see. I am not an experiencer yet, but I believe the UFOs are real, and I'm in the process of acquiring a little equipment to help me video them if I see things in the sky. So I shared the video with him. The blinking happens to the left of the sword stars in Orion. May I ask you if that is the way a meteorite behaves? I'm not asking you to agree with me saying it was a UFO winking at me. I just want to know, is that a meteorite? Thank you for your time. And I told him I'll bring my wife up to the planetarium. Here is his response. He says, Carrie, I wish I could help you, but I have no good idea what that flashing was. This is a man who has 32 years professional astronomy experience on the collegiate level. I have no good idea what that flashing was. I have never seen a meteorite that comes straight at you before, so I'm not sure about how that would look either. Sorry. Also, I am not an astrophotographer, so I'm not much help there either. I asked him a question about taking pictures in space, which is a good telescope, is the Dobsonian a good one. He said he uses Celestrons because my students can use those easier. I am CCing a former professor of astronomy here at BYU, Idaho, in case he has some better ideas. So hopefully I will get a response from the other astronomer that he CC'd. But the very nice thing is he did respond, and it didn't take him very long either. So I was very happy with that. The thing I believe I am safe in saying is I have eliminated the meteorite theme. So I agree. I still haven't answered what this anomaly is, but I don't. I was suspicious about that idea on it being a meteorite. So anyway, so that's good news for that. Now, on another note, I do wish to. Oh, I'm getting a tickling throat and a stuffy nose. Man, I hope I'm not coming down with something. My coworker went home early sick today, so I hope that's not my turn. Vetted. Patrick at Vetted had a very interesting video just a few days ago, just 4 days ago, on Diane Pasulka's response to Chris Bledsoe's prediction. I say prophecy, that's not fair to Chris. It's his prediction that the Easter 2026 return of Jesus Christ was occurring. You heard that right. That's what Patrick at Vetted says Bledsoe predicted. We're going to take a closer look. I like this guy. He's a good channel. For the most part, he is on the up and up, and I like that in him very much.
Religious studies professor Diana Pasulka recently appeared on a podcast and spoke about Chris Bledsoe and his Easter 2026 prediction that the return of Jesus Christ would happen.
This is unfortunately an incorrect interpretation of what Bledsoe said. And the thing that I find extremely interesting in the comments, there's quite a few comments to this video, as you can imagine. The Christians, in their righteous wrath, are condemning this false prophet, Chris Bledsoe, because the Bible says no man knows the day nor the hour of Jesus's return, not even Jesus, but the Father only. And it's true, they're quoting the scripture correctly. But in their wrath of judging Chris Bledsoe as a false prophet and a devil and a demon and a deceiver, they really put him in his place. And they also did not understand what Bledsoe said. On the other hand, it is remarkably interesting and quite entertaining to read the skeptics and their comments on the utter ninniness of it all. Oh, the ridiculousness of Christian prophecy, etc., and how what a grifter Chris Bledsoe is, and I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, etc. It's very interesting to see the two-pronged approach of the criticism, and it's also remarkably interesting to see how approximately 98% of his audience apparently have so much wax in their ears that they can't hear very well. So let's hear what Chris Bledsoe said on the Sean Ryan show, and let's take it one step at a time, which isn't going to be very difficult to do because there is only one step. All right, let me move this forward. Here we go.
So,
exact alignment will happen in 2026 at Easter.
What will happen?
The star will, the alignment she told me about, that the star of Regulus would be on the horizon in front of the Sphinx. At that moment, there'd be a new knowledge. Well, I had no idea if this was even possible, but these astronomers run it through the machines and it comes out that star is going to come up on the horizon in Easter of 2026. And from that point forward, they started remote viewing the state. Government did. And now you hear it all over TV. 2026, that's the big date. 2027, that year, something's going to happen. Armageddon, you hear it all over. You hear it on TV. If you study, like I've heard even, well, I won't say names, but
Please do.
Well, you know Lou Elizondo, right? Lou's mentioned that date. A lot of people have.
Easter 2026.
Well, the year 2026. I gave him the specific time. And it was with Robert Grant that I told him about this alignment and all. And then he's like, oh my God. He's been looking for this ruby, this little ruby you have to find and place it between the paws of the Sphinx to make this event that he knows is going to happen in 2026. I said, Robert, it's not a ruby, it's the Star of Regulus. He looks like, he's like, oh my God, it's the King Star. So what's going to happen, I don't know. But I think it's possible that's the return of
Christ.
Yeah. Or the lady and the whole heavenly host.
This is quite remarkable. My suspicion is that, and I am in full empathy with this because I also have this same mindset. Don't make predictions. Man, that just puts you in danger for killing your credibility. And so when I first saw and heard this podcast of Vetted, my heart sunk. I thought, okay, how could Chris fall for something so obviously, blatantly that's going to lead to disaster? Because, and I mean, we've got history on our side. Let's just recognize we've got history on our side, and at least, and I'm going to be charitable here, 98% of predictions just don't happen. They really don't. No, I'm being very charitable giving 2%. I promise. I've looked into this a lot, and it is very interesting for, if nothing else, a psychological study on the way people will twist and mangle and warp the very idea of meaning itself in order to force fit a square peg of prophecy or prediction into a round hole of fulfillment. And it just can't work. It just can't. There's no way. So stay away from specific predictions. Chris did not say the return of Jesus Christ. He did not say that. The sentence was finished by Sean Ryan, and Chris said, yes, or the return of the lady and her hosts. This isn't necessarily a prediction so much of Jesus Christ as something is going to happen. The original entire context of this, and I went back and rewatched it, is that there's going to be a new knowledge that appears that's going to be very helpful for mankind. And even, see, the idea of Easter 2026, there you go. See, you're pinpointing it to an exact day. And that can be difficult. Now, every day, new knowledge shows up. So, I mean, if someone really does want to use this as a prediction and a fulfillment, you could probably, it's almost like there's a built-in fudge factor there for you. If you want to say, see, this is what it could have referred to, or this is a very new knowledge and look how helpful it is, etc. On the other hand, something really could happen that is genuinely new knowledge that can genuinely help mankind as well. Now, I couldn't find it because it's late tonight. I've got to get to bed, but there is a video of Chris Bledsoe where he says he kind of hedges a little bit. He said, Easter 2026, this alignment thing, but professional astronomers have said that alignment doesn't actually happen until fall. Now, I checked into this too. There is an alignment with Regulus and the Sphinx, but it does happen. I'm going to say August. It's either August or October, August, September, October, but it is the fall of 2026. So in some instances, Bledsoe is saying 2026, the year, and he did say that, right? And other ufologists, Lou Elizondo, etc., have picked up this theme, but Bledsoe did not call this Armageddon. He is recounting what others have said their interpretation is of this 2026 idea is, and they have said Armageddon. You've got the rapture, you've got Armageddon. Well, the Jerusalem temple will be rebuilt, the return of Jesus Christ, etc. It's not fair to make Chris's recounting what others have said as his prediction. So I don't accept the interpretation of Patrick at Vetted. And this is not to disparage him. His program's a good program. I'm just saying a little bit more care needs to be taken about what is being actually said and who is saying what. Now, on the other hand, I've also heard that there were some, and I haven't looked deep into this because it just doesn't interest me to. Someone else might be, and that's all good. It doesn't matter. It's good. I'm not going to argue with it. This particular discussion with Sean Ryan had some tension. There were some editing issues that happened that made it appear that Chris was saying something different than he meant, etc. I know his son Ryan spoke up on Bledsoe Said So, etc. And so I don't know which clip this is, but this particular clip where Bledsoe very clearly and obviously says, I don't know. And I mean, it could be Jesus Christ. He agreed with Sean Ryan. They said, or it could mean the lady and her hosts. So he's not predicting specific people. He doesn't know. Now that's the realistic context. So I don't agree with both sides. The Christians in their moral indignation against the holiness of their predictive prophecy idea and this false prophet coming out and the great deception of Second Thessalonians, etc. And they take Second Thessalonians entirely out of context. They grab one or two verses or one or two chapters and completely ignore all the rest of the New Testament, etc., in order to make a very specific prophecy. And if that's the way you read the Bible, you're never going to convince me, because I've read through the New Testament multiple times, and I have read some of it in the Greek. I have access to Greek texts, Greek exegesis of the meanings of the words and the paragraphs and the books, etc. And I've looked through them, and I'm not arguing against the biblical view that there could be a great deception. The historical context alone, according to valid biblical scholarship that I've looked into, says that it was in Paul's day. So this Second Thessalonians has nothing to do with the prophecy of the last days. That is an added meaning onto the text from certain zealous Christian interpretations. So And on the other hand, the skeptics who look for a way to completely make fun of every other person's religion because they don't have their religious outlook, and so they mock or whine or castigate, etc. And both sides on this particular issue are completely wrong. And so I would advocate a better care in understanding the full context. And the moment Chris Bledsoe says it could be a prophecy of Jesus Christ doesn't mean turn the video off and start typing all of your blasphemous insults if you're a skeptic, nor your righteous indignation against this false prophet and deceiver if you're Christian, and just let the man give you his full idea first. It would save a lot of effort. That would be my idea. So I'm here to say, and it is very clear, anybody who bothers to look at this, and I'll leave vetted the link to vetted in the description to this video and below this video. It is very clear that Chris Bledsoe did not predict Jesus Christ is coming back Easter 2026. That's bollocks. Not true at all. He never did say it. He is not saying it is Armageddon and the end of the world is coming and you must save yourselves by giving me your money or donating your property and house. No, Bledsoe is doing none of that shenanigans in any manner. And so keep the context and understanding. He said, I don't know. He doesn't. He said it could be this or it could be that. He's guessing. He's not predicting. But he does think something's going to happen in 2026. So again, we have a vagueness, but there is a specificity. And even that specificity gives me a little bit of discomfort. It's very similar to Jake Barber and his vagueness, and yet there is a specificity to him proclaiming within this year, 2025, sometime this year, within the next 12 months is how Barber put it, we will, his team, his psionic team, we will be able to bring down an alien craft and present to you the evidence of that craft. Well, 3 of your months have gone by, and you guys have 9 months left. See, that's the problem with making predictions like this. So anyway, that is my response. Thanks for watching The Backyard Professor. Appreciate all your support. Hit the like and subscribe button. Share this video with everybody you can. Help my channel grow. I appreciate all your patronage and your support. And I'm going to be back just as quick as I can with much more to come. Have a great night. See you soon.